Good morning, everybody. We are here doing a video on a subject that we get asked all the time, both on Facebook and through our agency and things like that, which is vaccine requirements and testing requirements, particularly on cruises. This video we're going to talk about the current state of affairs with it, and at the end we're going to tell you what our kind of prediction and thoughts are on whether these mandates are going to be going away anytime soon. Hi, I'm Bill.
I'm Angela.
And you are on the finest travel beat with Angela and Bill, your source for all things travel. Let's start off talking about the big elephant in the room, vaccine requirements. Right now, on most cruise lines, vaccines are required. There are exemptions for medical on some of them. Princess in particular has one where it's a first come first serve exemption basis. Up to 10% of the people sailing can be exempt. There's another video on the channel that we did that will explain that process a little bit more. What are your thoughts, Angela?
I think the world needs to get back to normal. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's
people are still getting COVID, whether you have the vaccine, if you've got a mask. I mean, you're going to get it. You're going to get it eventually. But at least the symptoms aren't as bad if you do get vaccinated.
And it's nice that the masking requirements have finally gone away on the cruise ships.
Exactly. Which is wonderful, wonderful. It feels like it's back to normal.
And we've been on how many cruises since the restart now?
Oh my gosh.
10 or 11, I guess?
Something like that.
Something like that. We've been on a lot of cruises, on all the cruise lines. We've seen it from August straight through where masking was required at all places, then the buffet. And we're at the point now where on almost every cruise line, there's no mask requirements whatsoever. Let's talk about testing. Testing continues to be an issue for a lot of people. It's now, as of, I believe it was July 1st, but anyway, the tests at Walgreens and CVS are no longer free. I'm hearing reports of people paying up to $150 and $200 to get tested. Now, thankfully, you do no longer need a COVID test to return back to the United States. Unfortunately, you still need one for cruising. The CDC has not let up. The CDC continues to hold the cruise lines to a higher standard than any place else in the United States. You can go to a baseball game, a NASCAR race, a big concert, no vaccine requirements, no testing, nothing like that. But on cruises, you do. We're going to tell you a little bit what we think about the testing requirements of vaccine at the end. As far as testing is concerned, there are some options that are a little lower cost. What we've done for most of our cruises is this eMed through Abbott Labs. Essentially, you order this, it's about $35 or $40 a test kit. You combine in groups of 6. It's got to be the Abbott Labs and eMed. It's got to be the one that you order from them. It can't be one that you just get from your local drugstore. And you do a video test at home with the proctor. It takes about a half an hour, 40 minutes maybe to do it.
Yeah.
Not too bad a process. Recently, these tests that the government sent us for free, you can use these with several online services. One particular that we've used is called OnPoint. There's another video on the channel. Actually, there's 2 videos on the channel explaining that whole process. I won't go into it here, but it allows you to use those government or over-the-counter tests. And that's anywhere between 15. I heard they raised the price a little bit this past week to 20, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. So those are the options that make it a little bit easier. People that are concerned with the on-point testing, what we do is we throw this one in the bag in case we get to the port here and they're not happy with it. Well, we'll just do one right here. And some cruise lines offer testing as well. Now, let me caution you first of all, any advice we give you here, 1, speak to your travel advisor and find out from them what the requirements are, because these are changing day to day, and cruise line by cruise line and itinerary to itinerary. Bermuda still has stricter requirements. And also look at the information on the cruise line's website, the written information. Don't rely on the person on the other end of a line, of the phone line, on the cruise lines, because as I find, because I'm on the phones with the cruise lines almost every day, the people on the other end of the line are probably very new with the shutdown and the restart. Very often they don't really know the answers either. So you're getting conflicting information from one to the other. So look for the written source and a travel advisor that's doing it every day on a regular basis. They'll have the most up-to-date and good information for you. In lieu of testing, somebody asked about how you can, if you've recently had COVID, there is within 90 days, if you've recovered from COVID within 90 days, on some cruise lines, not all, but on some, you can provide your positive test and a letter of recovery from the physician. So that's within, if you get COVID 2 months ago, you're going on a cruise next week, you have to have a positive test result to show them that. So as you had COVID within 90 days before sailing, letter of recovery from the doctor, and they will accept that. But now, like everything else, there's exceptions to that. Bermuda just came out this week and said that the letter of recovery it will not work on Bermuda sailings. So it's a challenge. It really is. It's, we spend, how many hours a day are we on Facebook and just trying to figure out what the testing requirements and everything are. Vaccines are vaccines. Most, in the United States in general, you do not need to be boosted. There is a lot of misinformation out there. Also, third thing, don't listen to the news. Do not, under any circumstances, get your travel advice from the newsreader on your local TV station. A couple of weeks ago, Norwegian came out with a policy that, as of I believe it's August 1st, that you will no longer require testing unless it's required by the local authorities. The local authorities in the United States being the CDC, and even though the conditional sail order is voluntary, Norwegian is still hanging their hat on that and saying that United States sailings, you still need to be vaccinated, you still need to be tested, you still need all of that. So again, don't always listen to the news. A lot of times it's not accurate. Again, be mindful and make sure you're following the directions of the cruise lines. Different countries have different entry requirements as well. Canada's additional paperwork you have to do for them. Bermuda, you have to pay a $40 charge and do their travel authorization. Most countries have eliminated. The United States is kind of one of the last ones that is still, good old Dr. Fauci. If you're tired of Dr. Fauci, give the video a thumbs up. Because I think we're all kind of tired of Dr. Fauci. Along those lines, we'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing regular updates. We have updated a couple of videos on testing. We're doing a lot of cruise ship reviews. Also all-inclusive resorts, which we do sometimes day pass or just stay there. So there's a lot of information, and the channel is growing by incredible numbers. I mean, thank you all for all the support. I mean, we're almost up to 1,000 subscribers already. It'd be great if you were that 1,000th for us within the next couple of days.
And it's free to subscribe.
Yes, doesn't cost you anything.
Nope.
So,
and it helps the channel.
Yeah, it definitely does. It helps us out a lot. And it lets us also know whether you're enjoying what we're putting out. Is this a type of video you like? Are you looking for a vlog style, or just footage from around the beach, something like that? So again, like, subscribe, comments down below, your thoughts on the requirements and everything like that. So let's give them our predictions, I guess. What do you think?
I think testing will probably go away soon, but the whole issue, I believe, is that even though if they do away with it, some of the ports require it, and I think that's where the issue comes in. Yeah,
that's probably it. Unfortunately, this new variant, the variant of the week, again, I'm not playing COVID down. It was very bad. There was a lot of people that got very sick and lost their lives, but the reality of it is, as people are getting more vaccinated and having more, immunity from having been exposed to it, these variants seem less and less. But unfortunately, it means more and more people are testing positive, which is really wreaking havoc on staffing and people getting on ships and things like that. So I would hope the testing would go away soon. I think we're heading in that direction. I really thought that before the summer the testing would go away, but now if we get into the winter time and it hasn't gone away, we start getting a flu season, it gets a little bit less likely. I mean, most of the rest of the world has gotten rid of testing. You can go travel pretty much anywhere in Europe right now, with the exception of a few places, without being tested, without showing proof of vaccination or anything.
I mean, you could fly now without having to be tested or wear masks or anything.
Right, and unfortunately the thing on cruise ships is that because you're together so long, it doesn't mean that you're more likely to get it. As a matter of fact, I think you're less likely because you're not exposed to as many people, but it makes the contact tracing easier. If you go to a theater for 2 hours and everybody leaves the theater and everybody in the theater got COVID, well, that's not going to be on the daily news, on the local news. If you go on a cruise ship and people start getting sick, you're together for a long time, makes it easy to say, I got it on the cruise ship. Where if you're in a movie theater, I could have gotten it here, I could have gotten it there. Vaccines, that's a little tougher. I think vaccines will probably be around a little bit longer, probably through the winter.
Well, the advantage is that if you are vaccinated, the symptoms are less. It's not like when COVID first came out and everybody that got COVID was seriously ill. I believe the vaccines really have helped to eliminate that particular.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, at least that's it's hard to prove either way.
Right.
Because the people that were severely immunocompromised that got COVID, unfortunately, probably passed already. So we have less of that population. We have a certain amount of herd immunity going on. The vaccines, I don't know about boosting or anything like that. Angela and I got vaccinated, by the way. Not because we're huge believers in the vaccine. We just like cheap cruises. And we need to do it to get on a cheap cruise. So, I think that's going to, the vaccines might be around a little bit longer. Now, like I said in the beginning, on the good news side, there is some flexibility in that. Carnival, in particular, a lot of the cruise lines are doing 5 or 10% unvaccinated among people eligible, adults. Children, I'm not even going to talk about 12 and under as far as the requirements, because they vary greatly and wildly by cruise line and by the month. So that's something you just better off talk to your travel advisor and get that information directly from them. Carnival has, like I said, some vaccine exemptions, which is you have to apply for it, and I believe for Carnival you need to show some sort of documentation or give a reason. Princess Cruise Lines, which shocked me, and there's a video on the channel about this, is a 10% of each cruise, first come, first served basis. So I've already booked a couple of cabins for Princess, for people that are unvaccinated. It was a pretty smooth process. I called them up, gave them all the information. They were able to get a approval for an exemption right there. I was on the phone maybe a half an hour total with them after being on hold for 2 hours, but that's a whole different story. So there is some flexibility in it, but as far as like a wholesale, them saying no more vaccines required, I think we're a little further away from that yet. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. Again, hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. It gives us great feedback. It helps the channel out. Angela, any last thoughts before?
No, it's just that if everything changes so often, we'll probably be putting out another video soon with another change should it come out.
Yeah, if this video, because this is the first time we're kind of doing this type of a video, if this one gets a lot of good reaction, positive reaction, if you like it, if I see the subscription numbers and likes and comments and it's engaging, we'll do something like this on a more regular basis. Maybe we'll do something, maybe every Sunday morning we'll do something along these lines, just to kind of give you information. Also, we have a Facebook group, Finest Travel Beat with Angela and Bill. You're invited to join that and follow our adventures there a little bit too. But I think that's about it.
Your feedback means a lot. It gives us ideas of what you're looking for so that we can help provide that information of what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, we love travel. We love cruises in particular. We are eat, sleep, drink cruises. We are on YouTube every night, watching fellow YouTubers on all their information. We're not going to weigh you out with nightly, the COVID vaccine's going away, all that nonsense that sometimes, is more clickbait than anything else. If we have something to say, we'll put it out. So,
Thank you for joining us and continue following our travels.
thanks everybody. Have a great day.